Alisson Becker, baby. That's what this is. Just respect, to show respect to the man himself, the best goalkeeper in the world. Period. Done.
Look, just in case you were worried on that, yeah, we made it. We're in the Champions League for next season. It's confirmed. It's February. It's confirmed. People, I know people worried about it and that, but we're through. Don't worry about it. It's there. We've done it. But we keep going. 3 points, and I don't know what to say about this team anymore. Like every single task or challenge I set this team, they find a way. The only thing that I won't have is that people were saying that Liverpool's performance weren't all that. Are people like watching the same game that I'm watching, or is it just because now people are trying to pick flaws in something because they haven't had something to complain about all season? Because Liverpool were in charge of that game throughout. I don't really care what people want to say about, you know what, Liverpool weren't firing at all cylinders, all this kind of stuff, but we were in control throughout the whole game. Now it got to a stage where people might have thought, are Liverpool going to do this? But I actually thought, kept on saying, you know what, I've been saying this to myself all season. Liverpool will find a way. I think it was about 72nd minute, I said, you know what, in the next 10 minutes, Liverpool are going to score. I just felt that it would happen. They would get tired, and something would happen. Sadio, Mane, that's what happened, bro.
So for me, I don't think the performance was okay. I don't. No, it was good. It was a good performance. I don't think there's anything.
But you hear what I'm saying, innit?
Yeah, that's what. Yeah. If you let me talk, I'll tell you what I think, innit? Do you know what I mean? Man's getting all gassed out here. I think that the only thing is, I think people look at the fact that Norwich had chances and they think, oh, like no, they've had a chance. Like they're having chances. Listen, it's 90 minutes of football, and you're on a football pitch. The other team will have chances. Do you know what I mean? Everyone will get a chance. So it's not like you're not going to get a chance against Liverpool. You're going to get a chance, whether you can take it or not. That's your one opportunity to score. So from that perspective, people are probably thinking the one-on-one, which is what I'm so gassed, like what I'm so buzzing about for Alisson. It's just like what he's done there is ridiculous. That is actually ridiculous. And yeah, I granted against a Man City or a Leicester, the bigger teams in the league, you'd expect Man City to score in that situation. But the goalkeeper himself, that's what you pay the money for. And that's why that money was paid, and he's just too good. So yeah, they had opportunities. That one at the end where Pookie's shot went. For me, that's what stands out to me. It's wet, it's windy. There's a chance in the 90+ minute they're through, and Pookie's hit that ball real clean, and mate's caught it. And it's like some people just forget about that and just think it's gone. But as a goalkeeper, that's brilliant. That's brilliant goalkeeping. His positional sense was fine. He cut off the angle to saying, right, the only way he can score here is if he goes to my far post, so he can't go across me because I've cut off that angle with the defender in mind, and then he can only go down the middle of the goal or in this corner, and he set himself up for that. I think those little things there are just fantastic from a goalkeeper's perspective. But like you say, Sadio Mane, when he came on, it just completely changed the game. Liverpool were like prodding, and that's when you realise that like Ox isn't naturally, that position won't suit him. As soon as Mane came on, just all of a sudden those front three are stretched. They're out of each other's space, and they've all got their own areas to work in.
But you know what? You need to say that, mate. It's not just him. When Fabinho came on,
yeah.
Well, he literally took hold of the game. Literally took hold of the game, and some of the challenges that he was doing higher up the pitch were vital. But like you said, like imagine being Norwich and you run ragged, or you look on the sideline, you go like that, and it's Sadio Mane, bro, just warming up. That's the last player that you want to see.
And it's a shame that Norwich are going to get relegated. Listen, that point difference now is not a joke. Unless they go on some mad run, which I can't see, unfortunately, they get relegated. But they play good stuff. They play good football. And I think that's the difference. Like, if you look at Sheffield United, they're very well oiled. They play good football, but they're very, very oiled, and they're very sort of structured in what they do. Norwich are actually quite fluid in what they do, and it's quite fluid football. They play good bits of football, but they're just liable to mistakes, and at this level, your mistakes get punished, and it's a shame because I thought they actually played some really good attacking football where they popped it in tight areas and stuff like that. I think brave. They ain't spent multi-millions. They've got decent players, they've got good hard-working players, and they do. They'll go back in the Championship and probably go straight back up if they can keep hold of that side.
Yeah, there's a lot of players in there. You said keep hold of those players. I don't think they can. There's some players in there. You mentioned to me before off air. It was like Cantwell.
Wendia.
Yeah, Wendia when he came on, but he did just a dumb pass when he came on. But there's some nice players they got.
The fullbacks, Byram and Aarons. That's Stieberman, the centre back. Zimmerman, sorry, looks a good player. Cruel save that he made off Naby. I don't know how he's missed it from that position, but still like unbelievable save. But I think it's a shame. You got to give them ratings because they did play good stuff and they kept Liverpool at bay for a long time. But
you mentioned about like mistakes. I don't think that was really a mistake. That for me was brilliance from Sadio Mane. That touch, you spun up in the air and just turned around. Is there much that he could do?
My point is, I think over the course of 90 minutes, Liverpool could have scored other goals and they came from mistakes. Giving the ball away in stupid areas. So that's my point. Like those mistakes typically against other teams, you'll get punished. The weather was obviously a massive factor yesterday.
Praise to both teams, to be fair.
Of course, but you could tell, sometimes the weight of pass was wrong because you're trying to allow for the wind and then you try and put a bit on it and then it just skips off the surface and you look like you're an idiot, but you have to try and factor that in. So it's good Liverpool to get 3 points away like that and to get put through their paces with a big game coming up on Tuesday. Listen, it's just a credit to the team and like I said to everybody, enjoy this ride because this is very cyclical. That there's going to come that this time will come around again when we're not enjoying this. So make the most of it, enjoy it, and revel in it.
So what more does Sadio Mane for me have to do to prove? Like when you talk of some of the best players in the world, you talk about the top 3 or whatever. Is Mane mentioned in that?
Probably not.
I don't think he is.
Probably not, but I don't mind that.
but the thing is, why is that? In all seriousness, why is it that African players don't get that recognition? Like, is it purely down to racism or is it down to something else? What is it? Like for me, Mane should be in that conversation hands down, but it's not. Do you have any do viewers have anything for me? I don't know. What is it?
I disagree with you on that because Mo Salah, everyone's on Mo Salah's balls, and he's African.
Yeah, but do they still talk about him? Do people speak about Mo Salah when they talk about the best right now? I don't think they mention Mo Salah even. Or am I just?
I think you're wrong there. But the one thing that baffles me is there's a question that I asked as a Man United fan. He's very opinionated, and he said we asked him about combined 11, right? About Liverpool and Man United combined 11, and this guy said to me he would put Rashford as the centre forward alongside Mane and Salah. Now for me, it's stuff like that, and the reason I'm giving that example is because people will always find a flaw in those players. I think it's because they're humble players. There's no arrogance to them. They don't come out with the big comments like Zlatan or I know Zlatan's done it over a number of times, but they don't have you don't see them flash images all over social media. There's 3 guys there that are very humble. They're very humble football players, and I think the humility that they have is one of those things you won't appreciate them until they're gone because they're so humble. People don't look at them and think, oh my god, like to be fair, he's got the arrogance to be a Madrid player. For me, Sadio Mane would suit Madrid down to a T. And just like I think Salah would fit in well at Barcelona, but they don't have that arrogance. I don't think that you need to go and play for those clubs. That's just my personal opinion.
And I said you talk about PFA Player of the Year. What about Sadio Mane?
Yeah, but I'd just give it for me again. Like my opinion, I can't see past Virgil. I just cannot see past Virgil.
Well, people saying Henderson. I mean, there's a whole line of them for Liverpool players ready. I think people want to give it to you. Alisson, exactly. Do you know what I mean?
But for me, I cannot see past Virgil van Dijk because the way that this guy has transformed the team, I don't know, it's not single-handedly, but he's had a big part to play in making bang average players look very good. So, and even yesterday, like when balls come into the box, wind or whatever, boom, his head's on it.
Yeah. So, well, the thing is, you talk about the weather conditions, right? And yes, they struggle with some of it, but if you're a person watching this game and you don't know nothing about the weather conditions, you're watching it abroad, there was times where Trent was still doing his pings and they were landing at Robbo's feet. So that's what I'm saying, like, praise to both teams. Because they dealt with the weather conditions very well, and even though it was,
I'm surprised.
Dennis is doing a madness, bro. I looked outside.
The menace, bro. Dennis the menace is putting down fences and all sorts. But another thing that baffles me is that I'm surprised that you don't see any of the teams coming for this Daniel Farke, the manager from Norwich, because, mate, with the limited resources that he's put together a decent little team there.
Yeah, but he's out here sounding like the pigs from Shrek, bro. That's the problem, isn't it? That's like, you talk about the image in that. But no, but you're right. Jokes aside, like I think he's a very good manager. He's stuck by his guns. I mean, what did the board say to him? Do you know what I mean? Like, you're playing very good football week in and week out. You're losing games by the odd goal here and there. What did the board say to him? I mean, it's entertaining football. That's what the crowd want, right? I don't know, because when you get to the Premier League, it's a tough one. But I take my hat off to him. Like, but then the argument goes, like when we say teams should go out and play, that's what I tried to say about Burnley, for example.
And that's the thing, that this is
this is what you said to me.
We've had this conversation before.
And you're saying like sometimes you just need to be ugly to stay in the league, but I don't know.
that's the
Are
thing.
Norwich fans happy or not? I don't know.
But as a Norwich fan, you probably look at it and think, yeah, well, but it's that mentality of like, right, okay, no, we're just enjoying the ride. We're here, it's great, oh, it's amazing. But Sheffield United have gone with that mentality of like, right, we don't want to just enjoy the ride because we know what it's been like to be in the doldrums. We need to maximise this opportunity. Villa, the same thing. They spent money. We need to maximise this opportunity. On Villa's topic, by the way, I'd take Grealish in a heartbeat. Yeah, he's actually a mazza.
He's nuts.
He's a mazza. But anyway, park that to one side. These teams, Norwich have come in there, they've been expressive, they're playing their football, they're playing their brand of football. Brighton, the same, playing this good brand of football, but they're in a dog fight. Norwich are pretty much gone for me.
I think so.
I can't see how they're going to turn around 6 points or 8 points, whatever it is that deficit. I can't see it happening. So what is it? What's good? Do you look at it and think enjoy the ride while you're here and just play expansive football? You might get beat 6-0, but you might win 2-1 or something like that. Or do you look at it and think no? You've got to realise what you're up against, and you got. I don't know.
I don't know. I think Norwich are a very well respected team in the league. You ask any top team, and going to Norwich, they're not fancying that. So I think.
But are they gonna look at Burnley as a tougher game?
Who?
If you're in opposition, would you look at Burnley and Norwich and think, right, okay, I'm gonna have a tougher game against Burnley because I've got to break them down. Whereas Norwich, I know that they'll because they're trying to express themselves.
Yeah, I hear you.
There's gaps.
I hear you.
So
but I think it's just like boxing, like styles, isn't it? I think like even Norwich's style, it causes teams problems.
But Burnley been in the league for 6 years, whatever it is.
Yeah, I know that. I'm not disagreeing with what you're saying. But I'm saying as a fan, would you want to go weekend watch Burnley or Norwich?
If I was in Burnley, I'd get a season ticket every year because I know that I'm going to see some top quality players come to Turf Moor.
That's not what I asked you.
But
I asked you if you was a fan, like, would you week out rather watch Norwich or would you watch Burnley?
Well, if I'm a Burnley fan, I watch Burnley.
It's not about that. I said, so what? You're saying that you'd carry on watching Burnley the way they play, you'd be happy with that, or would you rather watch Norwich?
Burnley.
You watch Burnley?
Yeah, because I want to stay in the Premier League.
Okay, I would watch Norwich.
But what, get relegated and play the Championship?
Well, like I said, I want to be entertained. I don't want to be sitting here watching shit football. It's like you might as well watch like Spurs fans. Like you talk about Spurs.
Drive to Middlesbrough on a Tuesday. Okay. Fine.
Let us know your thoughts.
See you there.
Let us know your thoughts. Man of the match.
Alisson Becker. Sorry, I know Mane done madness when he came on, but for me, Alisson, he is man of the fucking year, season, decade, right up now. 2020, man of the decade now. But for me, the guy is just phenomenal.
Yeah, I can't look anything more further than Alisson. I mean, that save alone, I've seen it replayed, I don't know how many times on all social media. Is actually mad. The way he just times it, watches it. He's not even panicking. I think he kind of knew that this guy ain't got what it takes to get past me, so he's gonna switch his own. But the save is incredible, and Alisson has been making these kind of saves throughout the whole season. Clean sheets is
and
mad.
He sets his standards so high that those shots that come in now and he just catches it, everyone's like, well, yeah, that's what he does.
That's what I'm saying. He reminded me of the Pookie shot, and I didn't even acknowledge it because his standards are so high. I'm like, yeah, that's the standard save for Alisson. That's how the level he's got to. Like, and hats off to him, man. He's had an amazing season. And he's been pivotal alongside the other players to our great year. So keep it coming. So yeah, I mean, that's the end of our video to the Champions League one. Don't forget to share, like, and subscribe, and comment.